not expecting that. But after that, when you can't find somebody to help you, and you know, and when it seems like you do everything on your own. So it is hard to ask for help when you're usually the help.
That's
You know,
right.
so and then see sometimes you know what I would say. Nobody ever sees how tight the um the string is around Superman's neck. Nobody ever sees that. You know, because we wear this cape, and we know that we have to help this person, help this person, help this person. But everybody always think that that smile that we carry, you know, not really knowing that it's a frown. You
Hmm.
know, it's a lot. But this group right here, if you come on, you know, stick to it, um, and you know, devote your time to it, you're gonna see a huge difference. And sometimes you're not meant to be amongst the people that whoever you're around. You know, you might that might not be your group. Like I wasn't around the people that I was supposed to, who I thought I was supposed to be around. You know, sometimes you don't, and you'll think the people that you know you grew up with and you're close to, that yeah, you know, and who knows you, you
Yep.
believe that they should be there for you, but that's not it. Sometimes,
Yeah.
you know, just because your family don't make you family, blood don't make you family at all. Yeah, you know, and believe me, you know, God loves you because you wouldn't be on this platform.
That's what I thank you. Come ahead, girl.
You it's you know, he's bringing you to the place where you're supposed to be. He's putting you amongst the people who you know, like I guess I don't know. I don't want to call us the misfits, but you know, you
Well,
know,
I was just thinking in my head. I was thinking like, when I came out, because I was hesitant to come, and I was like, I've been trying to find people in my area, or there's people in my area so they can see me face to face and they can see that I'm being truthful in my situation. But then I said, you know what though, I might as well just join because who's to say that this may be the place that he's leading me to get my help?
There you
I
go.
don't know that. I don't know, like so like maybe the people that I'm around just aren't the people that was meant to help me, So I was gonna say, let me log on because you don't want to miss a blessing by being, disobedient or being stubborn, So
yeah,
it's,
everything has an expiration. You know, everything has an expiration. I grew up with friends and everything like that, but I mean, I don't speak to them all the time, but still in all, like ever since I've been on with this group here, um, nobody judges you. I mean, you can come on here, you can say whatever's on your heart, whatever on your mind, whatever you're feeling, like you know,
And we
and
like family because
it'll get you right.
we
It'll
be
get you
straight
right
up
with
with it.
what you
We
need to
be
be.
straight up with each other.
Yeah, yeah. It's none of that fake stuff on here. You know, like I mean, and don't be afraid if you feel some kind of way. Like if I said something to you and you like, I didn't quite like that. You know, like say, hey, you know what? That kind of made me feel like this or whatever. But you know what? You got to be careful of the distractions.
Nicole, you see, I guess he fell off. I don't know what happened,
Oh,
but
he fell off. Oh,
yeah, he fell off while while the last part where you just talking, he fell off. But he came in as I was getting set up and everything. So as he came in, no, I just started talking to him, and I just thought that he might have been one of those distractions that what used to happen back in the day, right?
yeah, yeah.
I thought he was one of those, and I don't know if he still could have been one. I don't know if he could have been one or not. But I was still watching to see what's gonna happen. But he called in, he's asking about help. He wanted somebody to pray for him, and you know, and see when you got to sharing your information about him, letting them know that how we are, and if this is actually what he was looking for, I don't know if he was looking for me to be recording or not. You know what I'm saying? So I still don't know. And then he told me his Facebook page. I looked at his Facebook page and he said, no, people haven't done me Facebook page. And he didn't have his Facebook page is 2022. that kind of threw a red flag up right there. So I'm still watching and seeing. I was glad you came in because you know how we know. I said you like family. You know we family. We sit up. We talk and share information. So the longer you talk to people, the real comes out. Now I don't know if it fails off or if you're gonna come back in or what have you. But this is how you search out and seek certain situations, right?
Yeah.
You talk to somebody long enough, the truth will come out, right?
Most definitely.
So,
Most definitely.
so if he don't come right back because he fell off or because something happened, we'll know that that was just another. Okay, like he coming back in. We're gonna see what happens. All right, Ray.
My phone died. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
I was about to say. Well, I was wondering what happened. Yeah, cause she was just sharing. You can finish up on Nicole. He said his phone died. I was just trying to see what was going on at the time. So I didn't know what happened, bro. I was wondering what was going on, and
I had died. I was like, see, I got off and I was like, see, the devil is busy.
yeah,
Oh my God, the devil is busy. He must know I was going to try to get a blessing. He was trying to stop.
See, the one thing about this family over here is that, you know what, you're able to talk and say like I said, if I left off saying like if I say something and you didn't, you wasn't comfortable with the deliverance or whatever, speak about it. Don't get up and run from it because we're not gonna like like, oh, you're wrong. There's no wrong or right here because everybody's feelings is different. And the thing is, just to get you in that positive mind frame because you can't keep running just because of somehow somebody delivered it.
that's right.
And it's a lot of remedy here, and sometimes you have to get out your own way. And when I say I am guilty of being in my own way, because when you're doing it your own, you've been doing it your own way for so long, you think you're right and you're not. You're not. You because remember you're inside, so you got somebody else looking and seeing like watching your movement, especially when people who really don't even know you and they see they pull your coattail, and sometimes you need that. If you're able to get out your own way, I'm saying it just goes so much smoother.
Yep.
Like just not like Mikael really helped me a lot with operating with my feelings, and it's not that it's not like nobody. It's not like sometimes it's not a personal attack or anything like that. Sometimes it's just it's gonna happen. You can't stop it because at first I in my head being sent home tonight, I'm saying like, wait a minute, what happened? Like I'm ready to fight. Everything is not a fight. Everything. Sometimes you know what, you gotta sit back and let God fight.
There you go.
And when God fight, it's nobody else can do anything.
Now you just heard her tell. You just heard her tell me that she was at work when she came in. You heard her whole statement. She went to work. She had to do something, and you told the story, Nicole.
Yeah, and like I now usually I'm gonna be honest. Before I met with Mikael, I would have been like I'm like,
Snapping.
why did I go home? Blah 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 blah. But now you know what? Creator must have said go home. So, I mean, he might be protecting me from something.
Exact. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason.
He wants me at my domicile for some reason. He does not want me out here tonight. He don't want me on that aircraft. So I'm going straight home. And you know what? If it's meant for me to go out tomorrow, then so be it. That's it. But I'm not fighting anymore. The Creator fights for me.
And there you go. Because the key is that we made ourselves slaves. Are you listening, Ray? Yeah, we made ourselves slaves to the system. You understand what I'm saying? The fact that when you go out and get a job, when you went and put your signature down and gave them your social security number for that job you ready to go get, guess what? They taking that money out of your account and paying you with it.
It's true. I was just telling Joanne about the other day when I went back to my background check, and I'm speaking to the lady on the phone about the background check about my job. She never said employment. She said account was created on this date, this year, and she's saying accounts, and I'm saying, ma'am, what accounts are you talking about? She said, well, I can, the addresses is 2424 Piedmont, and that was Martyr. I'm saying, ma'am, that's where I work. She said an account was created there. Account was created at Fulton School County. Another one was created at another school county. And I was saying, why do you keep saying accounts? She said, because that's how it's documented down here as accounts, that you created an account on this day. And so it is really accounts. Yes.
Wow.
So this may be kind of odd and awkward to you because you may not know this language, but what it is this is information that you account was made in your at your birth when you was born. You had an account made for you. You had an estate set up for you. You may not even know about it. But every time when the benefit, like I said, you went and got food stamps, that come out of your account. If you got welfare, that comes out of your account. All the money you get from the quote unquote system is coming from your account.
Well, it makes sense. That's probably why we have social security numbers.
Say again?
That makes sense. That's probably why we really are known by our social security number.
Exactly.
We're known by a number, not even a name, really.
Well, there you go. You already got a head start of understanding just that point. So by understanding that, now you got to get into the understanding of all the stuff that's going on, what's happening, and how to control that situation.
Control what? The situation that I'm having right now?
No, control that account where you can control that situation with the stuff that's going on right now.
If you don't mind me asking, what situation are you having?
So currently, I have been trying to begin a couple of jobs, and I've recently got hired again 2 weeks ago at a job. And it's a warehouse job, and I don't have the equipment because I need steel toe boots, a work helmet, and a bus pass. And when I went to social services, they told me to go to Salvation Army. They gave me some store vouchers for there, but when I went to the stores, I went to like four of them. They didn't have work helmets or steel toe boots, and they said that's because they're not like a store. They were like, we are a store, but we get what people donate from their houses. So if they don't donate them, we just don't have them. So then I went to look for the free bus pass at social services. Now, in my state of Indiana, they do give out free monthly bus passes, but you have to be an elder or on disability. So it hit me, and I'm suddenly saying like, so there's no way possible I can get help in social services. So that started sticking to me, and I started going around the community asking people, can I cut your grass? Can I do anything, wash your car to earn the funds? But people were turning their back still. I'm starting to believe that that's because I live in a 100% Republican state. So I'm just, and it's less, there's really less social service benefits here because of that. Even like, I believe, in all honesty, my food stamps will be getting cut only because, now, because of the president, if you have kids, yes, they'll still give you the amount that you have for your child. But if you're not working yourself at least a certain amount of hours, they won't give you anything on there for yourself. So it's, and you got to prove like you've been working, or they'll put you on pause. So I'm trying to go ahead and start this job before the benefits go on pause. But ultimately, that is the situation I'm facing. I didn't have no help, and I don't have no family. Like I was explaining, I actually went through foster care, as he said. I went through a lot of foster homes, so I don't really have no family. I don't have people to ask, say, can I borrow this from you, or can you help me get these three items, or things like that.
So what were you doing before? Um,
Before, before then, I actually was working at a pizza place that was in Portage, Indiana, but they closed down. I don't know what happened. Um, so, and now I'm looking for a new job because, and honestly, I stopped doing like pizza and food because multiple reasons. One, I needed a better pay because out in Indiana, I don't know if y'all know, minimum wage is not. It's not anywhere near like other places. It's very low. That's the first thing. Unless you work in like the mills, warehouses, and things like that, then it's higher pay. So I had to. I had to get higher pay. I had to find me trying to find a new job that was bigger pay. Honestly, warehouses and I've done warehouse before I had my last job.
So let me ask a question. When you did you quit your last job?
No, my last job closed down. I don't know what happened.
Right, you
But
just said that pizza place, right?
yeah, they went out of business.
Okay.
I'm still not for sure.
You didn't try to go get unemployment?
I did, but apparently because I wasn't there for 3 months, or I think it's 3 months or something. I wasn't there for a total amount of something months to be able to file unemployment, and they didn't exactly fire me. They said it would have been different if they fired me. Like
No, if they close down, you can still go and apply because the fact that they closed down, that wasn't your fault. So you should be able to apply for unemployment. That's not your fault. If you quit or if you got fired, they put the well, not if you quit, but if you got fired, they would for whatever reason. But the fact that they closed down, you still can get unemployment.
Well, you know what, and he's right because I remember, I worked at a salon for about I'm gonna say maybe it was my even 2 months. They gave me my unemployment.
Because it's already in your they already taking the money out of your account to pay you. So you supposed to be able to get that. Your money is waiting on you. You go and tell them that they closed down and you're filing for unemployment because that last job closed down. They have to give you that money because that's coming from your account. See, the whole thing is starting to learn how to stand up for yourself. This is what we do. It's not about being scared or coward. It's about learning how to stand up for yourself and knowing what you need to talk about.
I'll give you an incident what happened with me. This is just let me see, last year August. I was supposed to go back into the school system, um, and I'm a bus operator. The school says that they are lacking of work or whatever. So I filed for unemployment, even though that I still obtained a job a month later. I still was going back and forth with the what is it called? It's called the Georgia Department of Labor. So now the company didn't want to get on the call for for whatever denying me. They didn't want to get on the call. So automatically, I was supposed to, just get my unemployment because they refused to get on the call. The the hearing officer made a decision to um, deny the claim. So I wrote up the letter and asked like saying that I'm entitled to my claim because they refused. So how were you able to play? You basically what this hearing officer did. She made a judgment for these people who refused to get on, and so I sent my letter in. I got it notarized, everything, and you know what? I left it. I left that sitting right there. A Mikael, you was on the phone with me. One day I'm sitting there on the phone with Mikael, and I was like, hold on. I was like, yeah, this is the Department of Labor, and sure enough,
I
they
think I
said,
remember that.
yeah, and they said, your do you still have your card? Because they give you a card. When I went down, they just automatically generate a card for you. They was like, do you still have your card? Do you know the numbers of your card? At the time, I didn't have that card on me. I had it sitting on the mantle. So I said, Miguel, they just gave me my unemployment just like that. So they gave me
I
all the
remember that.
back pay. They gave me all the back pay that I
I
was
remember
working
that.
for, even though that I even though that the lady denied me the first time, because not only did she deny me, then I put in an appeal, and I sent the letter over to them as well, and all of a sudden I just got a phone call saying, okay, we're putting it on your. We just need to know what's your card number, and they put the money on the card number. That's it. Like you know what? You can't, just because they say no,
Right.
that's their no. You know, but God says yes. It's like they can't just say, make a decision for you. In your situation, even though because I believe some places are 90 days, some places are 120 days. But if you ever collected any money from the place that you work,
You should be
I
able
don't
to
think
get.
it was a nickel, you are entitled to your unemployment.
I probably should have done it because I was like, well, is it too late to do it if it was like a year? Because I had that job a year ago.
You should still
Say it
go.
again.
Honestly, I had that job like a year and a half ago, so I don't know if I can still apply for unemployment now.
You're not employed, right?
You're
No, I
unemployed.
mean,
All you got to
I
do is
mean, technically though, I
t-
mean,
tell them
in
you
a
was
way,
looking for a
in a
job.
way,
Huh?
I think, well, in a way, technically, I believe I am employed. I'm just not able to fully begin because I've already done training and orientation. I don't think I'm able to begin. They're not allowed to let me get on the warehouse floor without those items because of
Well
my
then,
ability.
well then, you're not
You're
employed
still
yet.
employed.
You still unemployed until you able to get those items.
Yeah. So what items do you need to
He said he
sign
needs
up?
some steel toe boots. He need a hard hat, steel toe boots, hard hat, and a couple of other things.
And a bus pass.
And they don't provide. So they don't provide this because when they're requiring certain things, they don't give you
No,
your
well, I guess upon me looking, I mean, when I first applied for a job, like I said, I all I seen was the amount they pay. And when I seen that, I said, I'm willing to do whatever it is because it's not anything that's obviously not,
Well, you got the
it's not
job. You
like,
said you got it, right?
yeah. So I had said that I'm willing to go ahead. But I read the regulations. I didn't read everything, but in the regulations it tells you. I guess it told you like what you needed before you even apply for the job. It tells you like exactly what you need.
You know what?
So
Hey, let me share this with you, bro. If you got the job and they've been waiting for you for 2 weeks, you say, right?
yes, well, yeah.
I will go in and talk to the boss. Just like you came on here to talk to us tonight. I will go in, I talk to whoever's in charge, not no mediocre. I find them whoever the boss is and let them know, listen, I really need this job. I got a son. I'm a single parent. I'm a single parent. I got my son. I really need this job. I lost my other job. When I read the information, I seen the pay, and I really need to get it. And right now, I'm on hard times. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna do this and that. I'm gonna do my work or whatever. I see the pay. Go and try to get it. If they've been holding it to you for 2 weeks, like you say, they need people. And if they need people, they probably willing to give you a voucher.
right.
They probably give you a voucher, mean they're gonna give you the money to go get what you need to come and start working. But it's up to you to talk to them. See, right now, I understand how you feel because we all need somebody to talk to. No different than you come on this platform right
But
now.
I have talked to them already though. Like that's what I'm saying. The manager. I remember I told you that. I told you earlier. I was like, I talked to the manager. The manager told me, well, you seen the right. You seen before you even signed up what they told you you needed. You shouldn't apply then.
Oh, really?
That's what he said. Like, yeah, he's like, we put out that what you need. He's like, that's why you're supposed to read before you apply for a job. He was like, we do not supply those work items. That's the first thing. And I asked him, I was like, you guys give out advances? He was like, yeah, once you've already started working, we have a relationship with you. He was like, if you're gonna ask for an advance, he's like, I'm not gonna be able to do that because he was like, you haven't worked one. He's like, you haven't worked one day. We can give you this advance, and you can never come back.
Well, why don't
Yeah,
you
so
tell
you
them?
gotta
Can
you
you?
gotta be honest.
Why don't you ask them? Can you do some work like janitorial work or whatever like that until you're able to get that, and then you can do that. You see what I'm saying? It's always something to be done. Just say, until I'm able to get the stuff I need to work for you, can I do anything else around here? Because, I know you ready. I want to work. I want to do the job. I just don't have it right now. I mean, because there's always ways to do something. And if you can't do that, try to make a side hustle. Now I don't mean drugs and nothing like that. Like me, I mean, if you can find something that you can do, something that you're good at, you know what I'm saying? You got talent. We got talent. We
Who
got,
watches your child?
He goes to school.
Huh?
What do you mean? He goes to school. I mean,
Okay, but
I'm
no.
not. I'm not working right now, so I have him 24/7 basically.
Okay, so this job is not going to interfere with the drop off and the pickup.
No, if I do, they already know I have a child, so I'll be working at the times between his school time. He starts
Okay.
school at 8:30, technically 8 o'clock. I drop him off at 8. I'll be
Oh,
beginning at from 9 up until like to 5. He said he goes to after school program. He don't get out to 6.
you have boots?
Do I have what?
Boots? Any kind of boots?
No,
Because
I
you said
don't.
you.
I don't wear boots. Not even in this time. So I would have was wore. That's why I said I would have put on any boots if I had boots, and that's something that they would still tell. They wouldn't know. I had to tell
Right.
myself that, but I don't have boots. I don't wear boots. It's too heavy for my feet. I don't like boots.
well,
But that's what you got to wear in the warehouse.
yeah,
You say what?
you got to wear
That's what
those
you
in the
got to wear in the
warehouse.
warehouse.
I know in the warehouse, yeah, but I'm saying like on a daily basis, like outside and stuff. I don't like me walking around. I don't like wearing boots because like it's just I don't know. They're just really big and they're heavy all day long to have on. And the warehouse for
Okay.
work, if I had to wear for work, of course I'm gonna have to. I will, I would have to. Like I'm gonna have to deal with that. But that's why I'm not saying the reason why I don't have any boots at all is because I don't like wearing boots.
Okay. So you know what? The only thing I can honestly, I would go to the Goodwill.
That's what he's saying.
And
He's saying that he got a voucher for the Goodwill, but they don't have any. They only have boots and stuff there that people have donated. And he said he
Yeah,
don't.
like that's what they were telling me. That like because we are a donation center, they was like, if people don't donate those here, we don't have them. We give people get from their homes and things. That's what they were telling me, And I understand that because I was just saying like, well, warehouse jobs, I'm not even gonna play around. And steel toe boots are really much being used right now because a lot of people are going to warehouse, either Amazon or different jobs right now. So I was like, it's
so, do you have any
understandable.
kind of income coming in at all?
Do I have any income coming in at all? I
Yeah.
mean, I get like I get food stamps and I get cash assistance from EBT, but sometimes like I get my food stamps on the like first of the month, so you gotta think that the cash parts already have to be gone because I have to get toiletries and things like that for my son and things.
No,
And
because they have some. So I've seen some.
now in Indiana, I
Uh,
don't know if they have any other type of services. I mean,
no,
personally,
no, it's some websites I see that you don't have to pay all at once. Like you can pay. I don't know the names of them, but it's like something like if you buy boots, like say we buy boots and if they're $50, you can pay like $10 a month for these boots. Like you don't pay the whole thing.
Yeah, I know. Like my wife, she used one. It's called not Timor, but it's a. I know what she's saying.
yeah,
Yeah, you're gonna make.
I think I just about. I have tried those before. I don't know why. I think because one, I think it's based off of your credit because they actually feel social and everything. I think
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, I
No,
think
well, my wife, she
I
knows
think
about
it's
it
about
because she actually used it. But
yeah, I think it's like Klarna and Afterpay.
yeah, Klarna, I think it
Yeah,
is. I think it's
they
called
actually feel
Klarna.
social and they base it off of your credit, like how much you pay back. And if you don't really have no credit on there, they're not gonna qualify you to do anything because
Mm.
they're gonna be like, we don't know if you paid back anything, and that's why. Also, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Cash App does borrow, but that's also like on Cash App now. I think like if you spend or use your card like a month and it's like $500 something or something like that or more, Cash App will let you borrow up to 500 or more. you can pay them back. But see, I don't have a job to spend up to $500.
Well,
More.
let me share something just hit my mind that I usually tell some people that I see hustling outside sometimes. I even just leave asking for some change. Because a lot of people make money just, you have a dollar here, dollar, and some people
Yeah,
make money.
I had said that, but I'm just nervous of doing that with my son with me.
I understand, bro. I'm with you. But let me share with you. It's something that I always tell people, like if you get a bucket, a sponge, and either some Armor All, and you tell people, like if you say, would you like me to shine your tires up for like $5 or whatever? Just hit them up, and I guarantee you, once you start doing that, because I make my own money, I sell alkaline water and teas for my household. You know what I'm saying? So I have to make my money. But once you get started, you're gonna get the confidence up to start working for yourself, and then even doing it on the side if you got a job. Because what you'll do is you'll get some, let's just hypothetically, these right here, right? You get like a box of crayons or something like that, and you make an ideal, and you might candy. I know a brother you sell. You used to go and let's just say you got stamps. You can go to like a Whole Food, not Whole Food, but a wholesale candy store, where he used to do.
Mickey, they can't do that no more with those food stamps. They gotta buy food. They can't.
You can't buy sugar no more.
Huh?
They can't buy like chips. They don't allow them to buy chips or sodas or none of that stuff. It has
You
to
can't
be
buy no candy and things on food stamps.
Really? I do.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go to Kroger. Check this out. You can go to Kroger's. They got like just saying, they got like a 10 box, like a box of 10 small things of Lay's potato chips. I'm giving you a hustle now. I'm giving you a hustle practice right now. I'm just telling you what you can do. What you can do, I'm gonna tell you because I do it. Well, not this, but I've done it in time past. I got my own product that I'm selling now. But what you could do is this: you can go to Kroger's. If you got Kroger's, Myers, or wherever where you at, you can go there with your food stamps. You can get like about 2 or 3 boxes of those snack chips. You get those snack chips. You take them. Let's just say, I think a box of 10. Well, today I seen a box of 10, like the small ones. They're like about $6.99, $5.99, something like that. You know, you can take them and sell them for $1 a piece. 10 of them. Sell them for $1.
But yeah, they won't allow them to buy that stuff with food stamps.
Yes, you can. It's food.
No,
listen, Mickey, I was just in Louisiana. Literally, I was in Louisiana. What was it? Last month, Ronnie and I went down there, and they cannot buy chips. You can't buy chips. You can't buy sodas. You cannot buy
at Kroger's.
No, at any store.
No, it's just with food stamps.
With food stamps at any store, like
Yeah, they're not allowing them to buy like any kind of certain cereals. They can't buy.
Yeah, they can't buy cereal. Anything that has predominantly sugar in it, you cannot get.
That's crazy.
That's why I said that's the Republicans.
I did it. Wait a minute. No. I don't think it had nothing to do with Republican or Democrat.
They said that the Republicans are the ones who signed that order.
You mean to tell me that
all healthy snacks?
I just bought some today.
Talking about that, Trump was just saying that he has new regulations coming towards SNAP benefits.
I just bought some today here in Detroit.
It probably didn't hit you yet. It probably didn't hit that state yet.
Yeah.
It hit Louisiana. It's here in Georgia. You can't, if you try to go in there and you put those snacks up, it'll come up. You know what it's gonna do? It's gonna say, you owe this much money. Yeah. And you're gonna say, you're gonna be like, wait a minute, but it's all food. They're gonna say not the chips, not the soda, not I don't know if they disqualify ice cream, but it has to be all healthy. Everything has to be healthy. That's what the food stamps are gonna go through for health.
That's shocking.
But you know what? When they get to your state, you're gonna be like, I remember y'all were telling me this. Well,
I believe it when I see it. I'm shocked. That shocked me what y'all told me right now. You mean to tell me if they have Doritos, you can't buy no Doritos for your household?
No,
you can't use it. I don't think. And you can't use your card out of state no more.
Oh
I
yeah,
know.
you know that too. Yes, because if they see you, like say because for example, like Neek's over in Massachusetts, they seen that she's using her car a lot here in Georgia. They talking about cutting it off. Yeah.
Yeah, because they'll think you're trying to travel interstate just to get like a quick gas.
Now I didn't know all that.
I listen. I'm telling you for real. I seen it. I literally seen it. Cause I said, Neek got her little stamps, and she can't buy this. She can't buy that. It has to be all healthy food.
A lot of the healthy food ain't healthy because a lot of that stuff is man, you see a lot of the fruit and stuff now, a lot of it bigger than it's supposed to be. And but that's shocking though. That really is shocking me on that tip y'all just said.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's kind of scary to me now because I'm like, now they want you to buy what they want you to buy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're
And
trying
what
to
they
control.
doing to that food.
This is about control.
Yeah.
Ooh boy, Joanne need to be on this call. Joanne need to hear this.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish Ronnie, I was trying to call Ronnie before to let her know this nonsense. What just happened here? This craziness. These people got me coming
Did
back.
y'all don't know this just blowing my mind what y'all just said?
Yeah, it happened to me at the beginning of the month. Like I said, I get my sister on first. I was trying to get my son's snacks and stuff, and for the month. And when I put it up there, it was like you owe this much, and I was, why do I still owe things? I'm just wondering, like, it should have went through. I'm like, and I was like, I know I get more than just that. And so they start telling me, oh well, you can't get this. You can't get cakes, snack cakes, and candy, and Starburst, and all this
Bruh,
fancy
you need
stuff.
to get in your executive office. You need to get in this group and come to class on Tuesday. You need to get in this information, bruh, because you need it. And from what I'm hearing right now, you need to get in this. You need to get in this class on
Yeah.
Tuesday. Tell
Yeah.
tell them
Yeah.
tell them Nicole.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna tell you Tuesdays and Saturdays. And if where you have the time, if you can hop on, 7:30 Tuesday mornings, and then again at 9, because you it's different people in the groups at those times. So and also too, you network. Like I say, it's a family. And what me like right now you're on what Mikiala and I. If we don't have something, somebody else in the group might could connect you to somebody else.
Or
So then
just connect you with some knowledge and information that'll help you out.
yeah,
Cause both of
Yeah,
y'all
no,
blew
I
me,
know
both of y'all blew me away a few minutes ago with that food stamp situation. I mean, it's food.
no, Miki, I seen it. I went to go purchase when I was in Louisiana. I went to go. I just got a ginger ale because I was like, you know what? I just want a ginger ale, and he said it's gonna be this much. I was like, well, here's the card, and he was like, no, you still owe this much here, and I was like, why? I'm like, it's. He's like, oh, he says no more sodas, no more chips, no more candy, none of that. He said you can't do it. And then here in Georgia too, I said, wait a minute.
Hey, let me ask this question, Ray.
Yeah,
Do y'all pay taxes for food out there in Louisiana? Is it Louisiana or
Indiana,
Illinois?
Indiana.
Indiana. Y'all pay
Yeah,
taxes for food out there?
no.
We don't neither. I know in
We do
Georgia
pay
they
here in
pay,
Georgia.
huh?
In Georgia they pay
I
taxes.
know they pay taxes out there. That's why I asked the question. I know they pay taxes on food out there, but up here in the north they don't.
But I don't think it's no tax. It's barely any taxes here. Period on anything. Period.
Even on clothes?
No, on clothes it is.
Yeah, on clothes I know. But here in Detroit, same thing. We don't have to pay taxes on food or anything that's edible. We don't have to pay
Yeah.
taxes on. But that's still shocking me that y'all saying that they telling you what you have to buy.
I have been said that because even I have been because I have been told myself I was I can just steal some candy to get what I did because the amount of funds I have to raise is not really that. It's not a lot, to get my work items. For one, I had told myself I was just gonna walk to work my first my first couple weeks until my first paycheck. I'm young, so I told myself I was gonna walk, and I was like. selling a couple things of candy, I'll be all right. But and I came back handy with the food stamps, So and it's just ironic, And like my work boots was what they was like $29.99, and then my work helmet was $14.99. So that's why I said that I could have raised that easily if I was able to sell candy, but I can't buy candy on food stamps. So I don't have cash to buy candy, and if I had cash to buy candy, that would be crazy to buy the candy if I had cash because I could have just bought my boots and my work helmet.
So how much is your boots and work helmet?
My before before taxes, my work boots are $29.99, and my work helmet before taxes is $14.99.
So those are the two things that you need.
Yes. And
so you get all that for like $50 to get you all the stuff you need for work, then, huh?
Yep. And if I wanted to get a bus pass, if I wanted to get a bus pass, my bus pass is $25 a month. Like, and you would think it'd be more than that, but it's only $25 a month for a bus pass. But like I said, Indiana is a very low income.
I have a question. How far is the walk to work?
The walk to work, I don't know how far the walk is to work. I haven't had to walk there before. I took a bus there my last time for orientation, and the bus ride. What buses? It was like 45 minutes, 45 minutes in the bus. But buses have to. Yeah, but buses have to stop. They have to stop and wait.
No. Listen, I do transportation. So what? The reason why when you said 45 minutes for the bus route is always the shortest route there. So even in traffic, I don't. Well, you probably don't know this. Even in traffic, while in transit, that you always want to follow a bus route because that gets you out. Like somehow we still get there on time, no matter traffic or not. It literally the road has to be shut down for us not to be able to get there on time. So to follow a bus route, and you just said it's 45 minutes. If it's 45 minutes by bus, that's a bit.
Yeah, it might be like about an hour to an hour and 30 minutes probably by walking.
Walking, yeah.
Cause I used to walk. I mean, I didn't did it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't walk from across town.
I have to, like, I look at things like, if I have to, I have to, like, but I just know that
you got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, but you never know. Once you start working, it might be somebody there
to help you go back and forth.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, it might be somebody who be going to help me, or who knows? I might end up once I finally start. I might end up getting me a coworker and explain my situation. They might let me borrow the money for my bus pass. I just need to get my work items.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you something that that I used to do construction, and when I first started doing construction, it wasn't that I didn't have the funds to get it. I actually went to the I went to the site and I said, hey, listen, I wear a size 7. I need. I'm like, you guys got any extra hats around that I can use or whatever? And that's what I did. Like, so I mean, literally, you can. I don't know if you see people out there like working on out there, doing any kind of construction. Like, you can literally walk, or better yet, you go to the fire station. Say, hey, listen, I'm trying to get a job because they have other helmets. The fire department, believe it or not, they would definitely help you. The fire department.
Okay.
Yeah, like you can go and say, hey, listen, you know what? Do you have any boots? Because they have steel toe boots. And the thing about it is that their boots, it's not like they pay for them. They can pay for them if they choose to, but usually the city or the state already funds them.
There you go. That's one way.
Yeah, just go over to your local fire station. Like, hey, listen, I need to speak to the captain, and you just tell him your situation. Like, I'm trying to obtain this job here. Only thing that I'm missing is some steel toe boots, and I need a work hat. It's and just go from there. They're not going to turn you away.
Yeah.
They're not gonna turn.
The,
I mean, you come like you know what? Listen, I'm not on drugs or anything. I'm just in a tight squeeze right here.
yeah. You know what? Let me share with you one thing. I'm glad you said that, Nicole. But let me share with you one thing, Ray. Ray. The one thing I can say is swallowing your pride. I'm gonna share some with you. I'm gonna share a testimony. Let me put it like that. It's a quick testimony. I'm gonna share real quick. And then we're gonna pause this. Then we're gonna come back to part two. But and then I'm gonna do the prayer for part two on this one. We're gonna do a prayer. We're gonna pray for Ray. We're gonna do the regular prayer, and then we're gonna pray for Ray. But we just got off starting having the conversation because I was trying to see who Ray really was. But since we're at this far in this point in the conversation, which I'm glad of, we're where we are. But what I want to share with you is a testimony on me getting started when I was in Atlanta. When I was getting started on my alkaline water and my alkaline teas. I was out making sales. Actually, I started selling with no labels. You know what I'm saying? I got out there. What I did was I had confidence in my product because I would do pH tests on the spot. I'd be out there in the street with my cooler, and I tell people, I got this alkaline water, and I get the water. I get a couple of other waters. I put my cooler out there. I take my backpack off and put the waters up there. And then I would pour the different liquids in each cup. Then I put my pH test in there. And then the alkaline water would turn dark purple. And I showed them the pH chart. The pH chart show you alkaline, neutral, and acid. The acid would be either orange or yellow. The neutral would be anywhere like green or light blue. The alkaline would be dark purple, purple or dark purple, right? And then I would show them that by pouring the alkaline in the neutral or the neutral water, which would be tap water or bottled water, when you pour it in the acid, it all would turn yellow because the acid is stronger than the alkaline. So I would start myself like that. I didn't even have no labels. I didn't have no labels, so I was doing that at first, right? You still there, Ray? Ray? Yeah, I just wanted to share with you real quick. So what I was doing is
I was muted.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, I was doing the labels on that, right? So I mean not labels, I was doing the pH testing. So by me doing that, I'm doing this now. I'm like now I'm making sales. I'm making sales, people are starting to buy from me. It was one shop on right across from the Westland Mall, not Westland, West End Mall. The West End Mall is a shop called Celebrity Status, right? And every time I go in there, they'll clown me. When I say clown, they'll laugh, talk junk. Some would buy, once in a while, but they would laugh and talk stuff to the point where I'd get mad, but I wouldn't get mad. I'd be upset a little bit, but that was me learning how to, I guess that was my skin beginning to be tough. I'm out here trying to make sales that's with water and teas that's helping people, and they ragging me, talking about me, and making fun and stuff like that. That was the main spot in Atlanta. When I would go in, it would get to the point that I wouldn't even want to go in there, but I would go in there anyway. And I would go in there, and I guess it was for me to test myself. And what I mean by test myself, when I would go in there, they'd be joking and stuff. I'd joke along with them, and then it got to the point, it was like water off the back. Yeah, they just talking stuff or whatever, but I know my product. And then the next thing you know, every time, everybody started buying when I started going up in there. They'll start to buy. They'll start to buy from me and stuff like that. They say it was good. It was another place right across the street in the West End Mall at this barbershop. One of the first places that used to hook me up. I go in there, do my spiel. There's one lady named Letty. She used to always, I ain't buying that water. I ain't this, and I ain't that, whatever. She used to always talk about it till she drunk it. When she drunk it, she started buying. Every time I go in there, she started buying it from me from that point on. She said it made her feel better. She felt the difference and everything. Her name was Letty. Her name was Letty, and she was in the back. She was near the window. Everybody, if anybody talking, they know who I'm talking about. That was at the West End Mall. Here, the West End Mall ain't there no more. I don't know. I ain't been there in a minute. But the point I'm getting at is this. You have to wear tough skin. You have to get past being scared or being shamed or being shy. You gotta get past that. I gotta come and do what I gotta do. I gotta make this money. I got whatever it is that you decide to do. You gotta speak up for yourself. You don't have to speak up to yourself to be angry or anything like that, but you just have to speak up for yourself so you can be the person who you are. You got to stand up for yourself because ain't nobody else going to stand up for you. So the stuff about being shamed and whatever, you got to get past that to get to where you're going. We all, because I was like that. Like I'm giving you a testimony. That's why I actually went through that. So, but think about right now today, the new places I go to. I go there. Don't think about what they're gonna say. I just go in there telling my product, hey, how you doing? I have alkaline water and alkaline sun teas. Would you be interested in some alkaline water teas? I say I brew them in the sun, sweeten with agave. They're made in the alkaline water. They help cleanse the body, detoxifies the body. I just give them my whole hookup. They either say yay or nay. If they say yay, okay, yeah. What flavors you got? Well, I make about 60 different flavors, and I break it down and say, well, what I have right here, I tell them what I got. Leave it at that. They either buy or they won't buy. And most times when they ask, then I can tell them to break down and stuff like that. They'll go ahead and get a few bottles from me. Sometimes they say, well, I want to get one and try it out. Well, do you have a number? Do you have a card? I said, well, I have a number. I don't have a card because cards cost. My number right here on the bottle, well, I can give you my number. You can get in contact with me or whatever. The whole point is just opening yourself up, finding out, giving them a product or whatever it is they want, or even just making your service for them. You know, like I said, if you decide to, hypothetically, get you a bucket, sponge or rag, some car not the car shine, but the shine for the tires. To say, can I clean your rims? Can I clean your rims and shine your tires? A lot of people want to. If you doing that and one person see you doing a good job, man, can you do that for me? Or can I get you next? Or believe me, you'll start to build on some momentum, and you're gonna be shocked, and you start making some money. You'll be shocked, and then you'll probably get that money to make more money to do whatever you need to do. Then when you start seeing the money come in, say, man, this is easy. The key is getting started no matter what it is. A lot of people like their rims and their wheels to look good. No different than on a person. A person can look kind of bummy when you put some good shoes on. A person walking with shoes and a good hat, and not bummy, but they can just look like regular clothes. But if their shoes looking good, if their hair looking, bruh, that's the main thing that really. A hoopty look good with the nice rims. With a hoopty look good with the tires shining and with the rims and everything, and even if they got what they call it, hubcaps. You clean them mugs up, make the car look a lot better.
I want to piggyback on that, what you just said about the hoopty. My mother's saying is this: a hoopty be the dressed up walk any day.
Tell them why.
Yo, you know what? Listen, regardless of, and I'm gonna tell you, this is how it happened. My first car was a Golf Volkswagen, right? My mom bought my sister and I a Golf Volkswagen. We looked at it and was like, we ain't driving that car. And then that's what my mother said, a hoopty be the dressed up walk any day.
Exactly, because you're gonna be walking.
Remember, if you out there dapper there and it's 100 degrees out there, that walk right there, believe me, that dressed up walk gonna go look real crazy by the time you get to where you're going.
That's right.
But you got that hoopty outside right there. At least you can put the windows down. Even if you don't have AC, you ain't gonna be all sweaty by the time you get to where you're going.
Right. Like you said. I understand. You said a hoopty beat a dressed up walk. I got you.
Yeah.
Yep. But see, that's all in getting what you need until you get to where you're going.
Right.
That's all it is. And the first step is we got to get rid of the pride that we have and the shame that we have to get to where we're going as well. And they take nothing to ask a question, like she just telling you. Go to the just say and just tell me, excuse me, sir. I just like to know, do y'all have any extra boots or go to what you're saying, a fire station? Do y'all have
Yeah.
any extra boots or anything that y'all may not need? Because I'm trying to get this job and I don't have the funds for it, and I need this. They might just say how much you need. Well, I just need this and that. $39.99 or $29.99 for the boots and 14 for this and that, and I can get started going to work and I can do all it is about being honest. You'll never know who will help you out with what you need.
I'm telling you, you'll be surprised. Like just well, like I said, I'm gonna say about 2 years ago, when my whole life just changed. They threw a monkey wrench in my program, And I mean, I had some money saved, and things wasn't coming how it was supposed to come, and I'm sitting there going, oh man, I felt like I was closing in, and it came to the point where now I said, hey, listen, I remember I was at Walmart. I was talking to the lady at the counter at the meat department. I said, you know what? I said I really need to get one of those rotisserie chickens. I said, but I said, do you have any frozen ones in the back? Because I can just come home and just thaw that out, and they'll do the same thing. It's a day old and everything like that, or whatever. And she's looking at me, and she's like, no, we don't have this. I was like, damn, because I was like, because I was really trying to really budget my money until I could get back on my feet. And she came out, gave me about 3 chickens. She was like, "Y'all all set." She was like, "You know what? Because I've been there before." And she, I go into that Walmart like all the time, and she's seen like, I speak to her, and I'm paying for the stuff, you
Right.
know. But it just got to a time where things just it was out of my control, you know. And she's like, because I've never seen you come in here like that. She know I wasn't, and you know what? It is hard because I was, you're sitting there like, Dad, can I even do this? Can I? Why? Because you don't know how to do that.
It's your pride. It's your pride, and you don't want to be shamed. You can't. It's that shamefulness.
Yeah, but it's nothing to be ashamed about because remember the thing, we pass by people like that every day,
Yeah.
and you know what? Believe me, when your belly start touching your back, you excuse me, um, can you get? Matter of fact, you can go by it. You don't. I mean, I'm not on drugs. Like you now you're telling them your plea. You're like, hey, this is what it is. And some people they're gonna shut you down, shut you down. But not everybody.
That's right. The
Nobody.
whole point. You got to open up.
Yeah, nobody. None of us wake up and say this is where we want to be.
That's
That's why
right.
when I see those people on the street, none of that. But, oh, you got $1. I'm like, get out of here. I never say that because you know what? That person did not wake up and say, I want to lay on concrete. Something happened.
Yep. And we all.
And
I was homeless at one time when I was in Atlanta. When I
I
say
like that
homeless,
story. I like that story that you tell right there.
yeah, I was actually home for 3 months. I was home. But what we gonna do? I'm gonna tell that part in part two. We're gonna pause for a minute. We're gonna pause real quick. Hold on for a moment. For us on Zoom, we're gonna pause for a quick minute, and this is I'm just gonna say a conversation with Ray. Conversation with Ray. That's what our open conversation with Ray tonight. Situation that's going on that we all go through. We all go through a certain situation, and it's just something that a brother just here with came on tonight, and it is open conversation. This is where we at on Sunday night. This is open conversation. This is where we can talk about anything across the board. And I'm glad you came in, Ray, and just share with your whole hookup. So there's some things I'm going to want to talk to you about a little later, though. But right now we're just having a conversation. So both of y'all hold on while I'm gonna take everybody off. Come back with part two in a few moments. Hold on. I'd like to thank Nicole Bell, my sister Nicole, and my brother Ray Wilson for coming on tonight. But before I go to part two, I'd just like to end it and always say that I am that Mikhail in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm the same Mikhail in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. And we'll be right back with part two. And I'm not going to go through all the formalities as I usually do, because we're going to make this quick, fast, in a hurry. We're going to come off, come right back on with part two. But I'm going to pause y'all real quick over here on Zoom. Ray and Nicole, pause for a quick minute. Hold on.
Recording stopped.
All right. And for the rest of the family on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, this is just a conversation we had with a brother that named Ray that came on tonight. That was looking for a little help, and we are just sharing information as we grow. So this is where we're at this point in time. We get ready to end part one, and we're going to come back with part two. So if you're not getting in contact with us, we're already here, and the information will be in the link in the information where we're at. So what I'm going to do is in the night, or part one, should I say, at this point in time. Today, I will say, today was April 19th, 2026. It was April 19th, 2026. We're going to come back in. We're going to open up the way we usually open up in part one, and then we'll go from there. So, be right back. We're going to say, first, we're going to say bye to Facebook. See you on it. Peace. Be right back. Right. All right. And we're going to say bye over here on Instagram. Thank you for your time, your patience, your listening there, and your seeing eye. Be right back. Peace. All righty. And over here on YouTube Live, we'll be right back with part two. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening there, and your seeing eye. Be right back. Peace and love, and always. Peace. All right. Be right back.